Congratulations, you've completed Wired for Freedom. You have learned how to identify your brain state and how to begin to switch it up so you can spiral up. You have learned how to identify a survival circuit and how to begin to dismantle it. You've learned a brain fitness lifestyle and you've become part of the EBT community. You've actually done the hardest part. Just getting these basics down is not easy. So what's your next step? We're going to stop in and just check with Connie, with Dave, with Bobby, and then talk about some of the specifics of moving forward. But just take a moment and figure out where you were when you started. What set point? What was your emotional home base? So what is the objective here? Most people start in the 3 to 5 range, but the objective for all of EBT is really one of two things. Either just to come in and get some of these tools and begin to use them. Begin to use them in your life. And the other is to say, I'm going to use them, but I am going to get wired at 1. And I know that I'm going to be wired at 1 when I have an abundance of all 7 of these rewards. And my brain, the unconscious part of my brain, the backfield, has really gotten comfortable with being in that state of that sustainable joy. Still going through all 5 of the brain states, but it's spent so much time there that feels like home. The reason that's so important is these are the only 2 brain states that activate the reward centers, and the brain craves pleasure. So if we can't marshal a really effective joy response and get into that comfort zone of being wired at 1, oftentimes it's easy to have a slip in our brain state back to being wired for stress, because stress is so darn addictive and there's just so much of it. So I welcome you to continue with our community. Again, the door is always open, so if now's not a good time, then move on and consider coming back. The nice part is you're already into it, and it's so much easier to move along when you're already involved in the community. The next step is EBT Kit 1, Sanctuary, making these tools really solid, and then moving up your set point as you move through the 6 courses. Again, congratulations for completing Wired for Freedom. Let's check in with Connie, Dave, and Bobby, and then talk about the next step.